My body has been through many changes and it's going to be through many more changes just to grow a huge butt. Can't even imagine having that much energy now. I was not in the right place. Hi, welcome and welcome back to my channel. So I'm getting back to the gym finally after such a long break. It's been almost 11 months. It's been 10 and a half months. If you don't know, I gave birth last year, and after giving birth I did not go to the gym. I tried getting back when I was 6 months postpartum and it just did not work for me. I didn't want my baby to spend 40 minutes to an hour sitting in a stroller being bored. So I waited until I have some help throughout the day. Now that I have some help, I can go to the gym a couple times a week. I will start with 3 times a week and then maybe I will add a 4th time. We'll see. The reason why I want to film this video is because as someone who loves working out, I really love watching other people's videos on how they started and their journeys, which problems they encountered, their growth, and that's why I decided to film a video like that myself. I've been on this journey for many years. I think that this is a lifelong journey because I'm not planning to stop. I take pauses. This pause was a very long pause. My body has been through many changes and it's going to be through many more changes. That's why I call it my lifelong fitness journey. This has been the longest break that I've taken in the past 8 years. I started working out in 2015, but I've been consistent since 2016, and I've always been active in my childhood, in my teen years. When I think I was around 10 years old, I went to Kudo, and I went there for 4 years. Then I went to a dance studio. A couple years later, I went to a dance studio and I really enjoyed dancing. I didn't think that I would enjoy dancing because I tried dancing before Kudo and I didn't like it. Maybe it was just the wrong type of dancing, but when I started going to a dance studio, I didn't do it professionally. It was just to enjoy my free time. I took all sorts of different classes. I took salsa, I took bachata, I took Vogue, I took hip hop and dancehall. The last two, hip hop and dancehall, I know that they are not for me. The way my body moves, it's just not for those types of dances. I just feel very awkward and I think that I look better when dancing salsa and bachata and Vogue than dancing hip hop. I really look clumsy and awkward when dancing hip hop, when trying to dance hip hop and dance hall. I went to the dance studio for 4 years, and during the last year of me going to a dance studio, I also started going to the gym. I had workouts with a personal trainer. I wanted to learn how to use the equipment, how to properly lift, and I needed someone to show me how to do that. And now looking back at that year, at the 2015, it's crazy because I went to the gym in the morning for an hour, then I had classes, and then I went to a dance studio for about 3 to 4 hours depending on the classes that they had at the studio at that time. It's crazy. I even had the energy and the time to do my homework. Can't even imagine having that much energy now. Now I need this much coffee to function throughout the day, and sometimes I get a 2nd cup, and there were days when I even got a 3rd cup, which you should not do. You should not drink that much coffee, but I was really sleep deprived and I needed that much coffee. Now I survive on only 1 cup of coffee. Back then I didn't even drink coffee every day. I only drank it a couple times a week when going out. I will insert some pictures and videos that I will find. So this is a picture of me in 2015 when I just started lifting, and let me tell you a little bit about the mindset that I had at that time, because my mindset, I was not in the right place. I was under eating at that time and I really wanted to get a huge butt. Huge butts were really trendy, and I wanted to have a huge butt without growing my legs, without growing my arms, without growing any other body part, just to grow a huge butt. That's why I went to the gym. I did not count my calories at that time, but I was eating around 1500 calories, maybe a little bit more a little bit less. I was definitely under eating. I was constantly hungry, but I really wanted to stay skinny. I didn't like the fact that I had huge legs. These were my legs. I didn't like that I had huge legs. I was very self-conscious about them. I didn't like my arms. I thought that I had excess weight and that I could have lost a couple of kilograms, 2 to 5 kilograms, and then I would have looked perfect. I went to that gym for about half a year, not the whole year, maybe even less than half a year. And then I had to stop because it got way too expensive. They raised the prices and it got way too expensive. And I also had a trip to Germany planned. Why I want to mention that trip to Germany is because when I went there, I gained 6 kilograms in 3 weeks. My mindset when going on trips was that I could eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, in any amount, just to try new foods. And I think this is the correct mindset. When you travel, you really need to try the food, the local food. And I ate a lot. I drank a lot of beer, which is probably why I gained that much weight. When I came back, this is what I looked like when I came back. I immediately went on a diet because I hated my cheeks. And now looking back at these cheeks, I think I looked so cute. And at that time, I hated the way I looked, so I immediately went on a diet. A couple months later, I found another gym and another personal trainer. I started working out with him, and I didn't like that personal trainer, so I stopped working with him. There were two reasons for that. One of the reasons was because I explained to him that I wanted to lift weights, I wanted to learn how to use the equipment, and he really wanted me to do all sorts of CrossFit activities, burpees and stuff. Even though I explained that I didn't want to do that, I tried CrossFit once for a month and I just didn't enjoy that. So I wanted to just slowly lift weights. The second reason why I didn't want to continue working with him was because he didn't even ask me about my nutrition, but he was pushing me to buy protein powder that they sold at that gym. So I decided not to continue working with that personal trainer, and I went to the gym on my own. I opened YouTube videos in the gym and I was standing in front of the mirror, looking at myself, looking at those videos and correcting my form, recording myself to correct the form. I unfortunately don't have the videos from that time, but I have videos from I think a couple months later, so it's basically still the same form. I'll put the videos somewhere here. In 2016, I started working at a place that had a gym on site, and I could go there anytime I wanted. It was free for everyone, so I could go there anytime I wanted and stay there for as long as I wanted, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because I did not depend on the gym schedule. I depended only on my own schedule, on my work schedule. And it was a bad thing because I worked out like crazy. I came to the gym every day for 2 hours and I did weightlifting first and then I did cardio. I mean, I didn't lift heavy. Still, it was way too much. I didn't see any progress, and I did that for a whole year. I got some muscle tone, but I didn't see any growth. And in 2017, I finally decided to stop working out like crazy and I only focused on lifting weights, and I also started eating more protein. I focused on getting more protein. Not only did I focus on lifting weights, I also started increasing the weight that I was lifting. And again, it's not like I was lifting heavy, but I went from a 10 kilogram dumbbell to a probably 25, 30 kilogram dumbbell and heavier. I was still working on my form and I didn't want to start lifting heavy, ego lifting while my form was not perfect. And this is me in 2017. I finally started seeing some progress, even though I was under eating. I was eating enough protein, but I was under eating. I was putting small portions on purpose because I didn't want to gain any unnecessary weight. In 2018, I moved to Los Angeles, California, and I barely had any money, so I was under eating still, but not on purpose, just because I was very short on money. And I went to the gym despite the fact that, despite all of those circumstances, I went to LA Fitness. It was not expensive, at least at that time. So I continued lifting, and this is me in 2018. In 2019, in summer, I finally decided to heal my relationship with food. I was always tired. I did not see as much growth as I wanted to see, and I realized that I just could not live like that anymore. I needed to change something. And I also saw this video of Stephanie Buttermore where she talked about going all in. She also felt hungry all the time, exhausted all the time, and she was binging. I could binge on lots of sugar. I could buy a lot of different sugary snacks, and it was probably around 1500 to 2000 calories that I could eat in one sitting. So finally in 2019, I started healing my relationship with food. I allowed myself to eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. In the first weeks, I ate so much, the portions were really huge. And then in a month, my appetite normalized. This is me in the end of 2019. We moved to Lake Charles, and I continued going to a gym. This was a gym in the apartment complex, so again, I could go there anytime I wanted. I went there every day. I stayed consistent. I was eating normal amount of food, and I was making progress. I was in a good place. And then in March 2020, I started experiencing weird symptoms. I was always fatigued. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to be on the sofa 24/7. I was sleepy all the time. I slept for many hours a day. I didn't know what was going on, and I thought that this could have been COVID, but I didn't have COVID. And for many months, I was on this roller coaster. Some days I felt better, some days I felt worse. In summer 2020, we had to leave to go to Texas because there was a hurricane in Lake Charles. And during those 3 weeks that we've been away, I felt great. And when we came back home, I felt like crap again. I went to see a doctor and we ran some tests. Turned out that I had hypothyroidism. I was put on medication and I continued taking that medication for 2.5 years, almost 3 years. I stopped taking it a couple months ago. And now I think that I probably developed those symptoms because there was mold in the apartment where we lived. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not gonna say that this is what was going on. But I recently read that because of mold exposure, you can develop Hashimoto symptoms, which is a thyroid issue. While I also think that there was probably mold is because I stopped taking the medication a couple of months ago and I feel fine. I feel great, and this apartment complex is a new build. I hope there is no mold. So when I started developing those symptoms in 2020, I just didn't want to be at the gym. I continued going to do at least something, to do bare minimum, but I was so weak. The 2 kilogram dumbbell felt really heavy for me, and doing anything, really anything, was very exhausting. I didn't want to be on my feet for more than 5 minutes. Doing something around the house seemed impossible for me. I really wanted to spend all of my days on the sofa. Also, because of hypothyroidism, my metabolism slowed down and I noticed some weight gain. I even had excess weight on my stomach, which I've never had before. Here are some of the pictures of me at that time. When I started taking medication, I got back to the gym. I had lots of energy, I had the desire to be there. Before that, I didn't want to be there. This is me in, I think, 2021, when I was already on thyroid medication, and I think that the break that I took was beneficial for me. It was kind of like starting from scratch. It was those beginners gains, because when you start lifting you see some gains, and because I took a break, I had those beginners gains again. I can see the difference between me in 2019 and 2021. So after I started taking medication, I got back and I stayed consistent up until I gave birth. This is me when I just found out that I was pregnant. This is me during pregnancy, and this is me now. Now my main goal is to strengthen my body and to prepare for the next pregnancy and the next postpartum period, especially for the next postpartum period. This time the recovery was really tough. It took me so long to recover, to be able to even walk normally, and I want to make sure that the next time the recovery is different, that the next time it's easier. I want to do the maximum that I can do now to prepare for that. With that said, I'm really excited to finally get back on track, not only with my fitness, not only with workouts, but also with my nutrition, because my nutrition, it's not good. It's not looking good. I've been eating a lot of takeout and processed food, processed sugar. I want to get back to eating healthier. I can just feel that I'm really sluggish all the time. Probably that's why I drink that much coffee, because I don't eat properly. And by properly, I don't mean bagels. I keep on looking at this bagel. I wanted to eat it during filming the video, but then I realized that I have the everything bagel and I'll have everything in my teeth. I don't want to have everything in my teeth and then refilm this video. I think that's gonna be it for today. I need to finish drinking my coffee and I need to eat my bagel while my baby is still asleep. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!